or something.
What's up, witches?
Hey, what's up? We're back. We got it together. I apologize. I thought I was ready, and I was not by any stretch of the imagination. Yes, I wear glasses, and I need them for this. So
today we are talking about candle and color magic.
yes, each color possesses a different energy vibration.
Yes.
And attracts a specific influence or energy to it.
Yes.
For obvious reasons. Now, you may find a variety of attributes to specific colors, and especially I found, although they're all generally related, but different purposes and energies for different colors of candles.
Yes.
And there's a variety of colors, so there's not just blue, but you have a light blue, and you have a turquoise blue,
or a dark blue,
or a really dark blue. We'll start with the obvious. Pink would be for affection, friendship, warm fuzzies. Explain warm fuzzies, please.
A love, but not necessarily romantic love. Like, it could be a familial love, a friendship love.
Okay.
A self-respect love, even.
Okay. Same thing for like rose quartz, which is
self-love.
pink. Yes. Children's magic, which is odd because it's a magic utilizing the color pink is, from my experience and my understanding, a softer magic. It's
a softer and more protective.
It is that warm and fuzzies kind of magic.
Yeah, like you're wrapped up in a fleece sweater.
What?
Like you're wrapped up in a fleece sweater.
I thought you said something else. Obviously can be used for love spells, but also, as you kind of mentioned, now you didn't actually mention rituals because you're not a ceremonial type of witch, but rituals involving friendship and or even femininity.
Mm-hmm.
Like if someone wants to delve deeper into understanding and realizing their feminine side. I mean, because we have been taught that the most important thing is the god, and completely discounting the goddess.
Well,
or eliminating in some aspects. So
once Christianity came into play, yes.
But my point is, for any guy that wants to explore the goddess and the feminine side of magic, it's imperative. Anyway, so red would be for love, passion, courage, also representative of the element of fire on your altar. Thank you. I was drawing a complete blank there for a second. Which would be at the south.
Yes.
Of your altar. Then, let's see, do I have anything for... Sorry, we're going off multiple notes here. No, I actually don't. Interesting.
Huh.
Orange.
Well, also, though, the red also represents the mother goddess. Because remember, the goddess sometimes has the three maiden mother crone.
Well, it doesn't sometimes. She always is the three aspects of the goddess.
Okay, but red represents her in her mother.
I did not.
State.
Actually, I did not. Anyway, see, always learning something. Even though you're not Wiccan.
No.
Anyway, But I'm actually quite surprised that I don't have anything on red. I might not have that up here. Anyway, but yeah, orange, energy, vitality, the harvest,
and intensity.
Intensity. Well, actually, okay, so yes, intensity, but because orange is a color to use for building and bringing about energy to a spell. Like, so you could theoretically have a green candle for an abundance spell that you're doing, and burn an orange for building that energy.
Okay.
And then maybe a gold to call out to the god.
Okay.
And gold is representative of the god. But then the candle being gold itself is representative of what you're trying to accomplish, abundance. Candle magic is awesome. I freaking love it. You've not really delved into it as much as I have, but I freaking love candle magic. So orange, as I just stated, it's great for spells to stimulate or raise energy. Yellow. Did you want
creativity, communication, knowledge, and also represents the element of air, and would be in the eastern portion of the altar.
And I'm surprised I don't have anything on yellow either. What the?
How do you not have anything on yellow?
The flip. And yellow can be used as representative of the god as well.
Yes.
So on an altar, you would have a spot for the god or the goddess and the god, or god and goddess, however you wanted to set it up. But gold would be, or yellow could be if you didn't have a gold.
Yes, if you didn't have a gold.
I don't have anything. Anyway, next one.
Okay, green is for prosperity, health, gardening, herbalism, fairy magic, the element of earth, and the green man, which is the god of nature, also known as the horned god.
And could be represented on that's who the gold candle could be for. It doesn't have to be for a sun god.
Right. But earth is represented in the northernmost section of the altar and the circle.
Right. Excellent for spells involving fertility. Obviously, success, money, good luck, prosperity, rejuvenation, ambition. Like if you just wanted to be more ambitious at work or whatever. Right. Like maybe you recognize that you're kind of ho-hum kind of freaking thing.
Maybe you want to take over a specific aisle at work.
But green is also awesome for spells to counteract greed and jealousy. I like that because it's not just about creating wealth or prosperity or whatever it is, and protection, which wasn't mentioned, but it is good for counteracting greed and jealousy, which are a major downfall of most humans.
If it's not one, that's the other.
Yeah. Blue?
Blue is a good color for peace, hope, healing, and to represent the element of water.
Which would be on the
western side of the circle or the altar.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you mentioned a circle.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm ceremonial and Wiccan, and
I'm very much not.
Not. So the fact that she just mentioned a circle is... I'm converting you.
I'm not completely...
I'm converting you. I'm just kidding. Anyway.
I'm not a total heathen.
So that was blue.
That was blue.
Purple. Well, did I talk? Represent one. Yep. Okay. Oh, blue is sorry.
Go ahead.
Blue is also great for magic that involves honor, loyalty, peace, tranquility, truth, wisdom. This is a big one. Blue is like major, and could encompass all of the different shades. Tranquility, truth, wisdom, protection during sleep, astral projection assistance, and spells to induce prophetic dreams.
So let's talk about the symbolism of blue for a little bit.
Okay.
So, what year was that? I think it was junior year.
Okay.
Of high school. We had to read The Joy Luck Club, which have you read it?
No, but
okay.
I
have
seen the movie that was based off of it.
If you've never read the book or never seen the movie, it is about 4 different families that basically emigrated here from China. I think it was China or Japan, one of those two. And they're basically going through their growing pains.
Right.
One of the assignments we had to do was draw a symbol of strength, because one of the families, like, they rely on the tiger, which has the stripes and whatever.
Right.
And my symbol was a pair of blue wings.
On the tiger?
No, not on the tiger, just a pair of blue wings. And
because that would have been more in line with Chinese.
But we had to
history.
explain our thinking.
Right.
And for me, it was because apparently I didn't know my mom very well. I thought her favorite color was blue. Apparently her favorite color was green. But anyway.
Where are we going with this?
Going off of the thought that her favorite color was blue, and my mother was one of the strongest women I had ever known, I grew a pair of blue wings.
Okay.
And had to defend it. But yes, blue is a very strong color. It is. But it's strong in a way that some people may not necessarily recognize it as being strong.
Well, no, because
it's strong in the background.
Well, yes, and I didn't mean to sigh. Like I meant, that sigh was more of a. There's more to it than that. Like it represents the element of water.
Yes.
Water
can float your boat or sink it.
Well, it basically conforms and takes over everything that it's in. If it's in a container and that container is not strong enough to withhold it, it's bursting through.
Yeah.
But it's like it anyway. Never mind. Sorry. Next.
No, I don't know what's next.
Purple.
Good
for it now. Okay, so one thing we didn't get into is that aside from candles, these colors will also now be good for charm bags. They
ribbon spells,
but they also apply oftentimes to different crystals. These colors and their magical attributes will match up oftentimes with crystals of the same color.
Okay.
I mean, green aventurine.
Yeah.
Okay. And the same with especially black. I'm jumping ahead a little bit. Black is actually, I know a lot of people think of black as like hexing or whatever, you're doing dark shit or whatever, but black is awesome for protection. You've got tourmaline, you've got onyx, you've got obsidian. Great for protection, breaking hexes, banishing illnesses, as well as negativity, and is representative in the Wiccan culture, which you are mentioning again, but you're not Wiccan, to represent the crone in the trilogy of the goddess.
Okay,
So
first
there
off,
is wait. So you've got the maiden, the mother, and the old crone.
what, you think only Wiccans follow that?
No, it's not something that you necessarily. That's a topic for a whole. That we had an entire conversation yesterday about the differences between Wicca and witchcraft, and how to be a witch, that doesn't mean you're Wiccan, but if you're Wiccan, you are a witch. But why there are the differences between the two. It was a whole 20-minute conversation, and she looked at me and she said, we're not recording, right? So that's going to be an episode 2. So we're going to move along. So
Okay,
we can
move along.
Yeah, move along.
Did you
Like
do
this.
purple?
Well, we were just talking about that before you
Except
cut me
that
off.
you talked about black.
Oh, yes. No, sorry. So, black is also representative of the crone, which is the wise old woman. That's what crone means. But it's also great for meditation rituals, uncrossing rituals, as well as spells to banish evil, well, as I said, and negativity. And of course, black can be used for hexes, but more so for positive stuff. Purple, like amethyst.
Mm-hmm.
Amethyst will help you achieve higher levels of consciousness, maybe astral projection while you sleep, or meditate, all kinds of things. But it's for spirituality, to increase personal power, also involves fairy magic.
Yes. And to increase psychic powers.
Yes. Where did... I know I have something up. Same thing. Great for psychic manifestations. Also good for healing.
Mm-hmm.
Forgot about that. Spells of power, success, independence. Oh, and household protection. Just overall. Household protection. Brown is a color used for protection and for the home, your pets, and can be used for garden magic, which I would think green could also be
Well, yeah,
used for
green
garden
also
magic.
is garden magic.
But we didn't mention that. But it makes sense that it would be.
Well, we did mention gardening, but not necessarily garden magic. But yes, they
Gotcha.
both can be.
Brown is also great for especially candle magic. As far as candle magic goes, brown can be used for spells to locate lost objects and improve your ability to concentrate. Some have used it to initiate or bring about abilities of telepathy, protection of familiars, and if you don't know what that is, read a book about witchcraft. But familiars are your pets.
Well, not necessarily a pet. It is a spiritual being that is bound to the witch and will do their bidding. It's not necessarily a pet, though. Because
I always thought it was like a living...
It's not always that, though. Sometimes it's just a spirit.
Which is why Maury and Midnight are still sticking around. Gotcha. Okay. And if you've watched us, you know who Maury and Midnight are.
White.
Household pets. So white, it is what's considered an all-purpose color, even though it's absence of any color.
Yeah, so if you don't have a specific candle or charm bag of a color that you need, you can use white to replace it. White is good for all purposes.
It's kind of like quartz crystal.
Yeah.
Like quartz crystals energize and strengthen other crystals. They enhance the abilities of anything around them. And a white candle is kind of the same, except that it's not enhancing others around it necessarily, although it can. It's taking on the attributes, whatever it is you need.
Right.
It's for peace, calm, hope, and it represents the maiden goddess.
Yes, the innocent goddess.
I don't think that might be another one I don't have anything on. Yeah, no, silver.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is very. So now we go to
Gray, which is good for bindings, spells of neutrality. So if you're just trying to get a situation to be neutral and not be overly one
no
way or
negative
another,
influences.
gray is a good color to use. It's also good for invisibility spells and glamours, which if you don't know what those are, that is where you are trying to get people to see you as something different than what you are.
Gotcha.
So, like, I'm a little short shit with long brown hair and brown eyes. If I want somebody to see me as some 5'8" blonde with blue eyes, I would want to use a gray candle.
Okay.
Of course, I would never want to do that because I like being a short shit with brown hair and brown eyes. What?
I do too.
Got your attention.
So then, silver represents the goddess overall.
Yes.
It's not any one of the three aspects of the goddess. It is just it's the goddess.
The all-encompassing goddess.
It also represents women's mysteries, and
there are many.
Be realistic, women. There are many mysteries to women. It represents the moon, whereas the gold candle represents the sun, not just the god.
Right.
Because even so, here's the thing with ritual magic. Or candle magic, you don't have to believe in a sun god or a god that represents the sun or the goddess. Like you don't have to believe in Cernunnos, who is the horned one of the forest, and the
Hecate, the triple goddess.
Right, the triple goddess. It could be the sun and the moon, because many cultures worship them as their deities, as you probably already know. I'm just fucking mansplaining. But used to honor the goddess, rituals to remove negativity, as you mentioned, encourage stability, and to invoke. Oh, so invoking the goddess is kind of like invoking the moon.
Mm-hmm.
It's you're drawing that energy, which this ritual or attempt would be good to use the candle, the orange candle, for drawing energy, because you're drawing energy from the moon or the goddess to have them take.
Okay.
And what was the other one? The yellow one?
For the sun?
No. There was another. Anyway, we're not going to get in because we still have so much more. But like, you can be very creative and very specific with the colors of the candles that you use to create the outcome that you want. And I'm going to give some other examples here in a little bit, besides using multiple colors of candles.
Yes.
And then, of course, gold, which we've talked about a couple times.
Right.
Representative of the god.
The all-encompassing god. Not necessarily like an aspect of like Cernunnos or Odin, but the all-encompassing god. Success, wealth, fame, and the sun. So, like, if you're trying to do a prosperity spell, you could use green, you could use gold, you could use yellow, you could use silver. I mean, there's like so many possibilities for that.
Yes. And especially with, I mean, again, with the well, I'm doing this because a lot of people you wear the bag around
The
their
charm
neck.
bag?
The charm bag. I don't know why I had a time with charm. I couldn't think of the freaking word. But
Mojo bag.
mojo bag. Yep, that's another one. So also gold, a gold candle can be used to attract cosmic energy towards you and influences of a cosmic nature, like reaching out to the Akashic records or ancestors, like whatever you're trying to accomplish that goes beyond this realm, the gold candle is good for. Now, one thing I wanted to, as an example, for a couple spells that I did, 6, 7, 8 years ago. I was still single. And I needed something better than what I was doing as far as work. So I used a light blue candle because I don't think I had anything else. And we'll go back and say blue, symbolic for color of water, which means flexibility. And can be used to represent for magic involves honor, loyalty. So I was trying to find a partner.
Well, water can also represent emotion, like your emotional need for this thing to be met.
But involves honor, loyalty, and peace. Okay. So on that blue candle, I drew. Now we're not going to get into the runic. That will be a whole nother episode.
Yes.
The rune I drew on the candle after consummating the with oil. The consecrating. Consecrating.
You're okay.
The oil with the candle with a consecration oil I created with herbs and coconut oil. I carved into it, if I remember correctly, with a purple. On this one, it was a purple pen. Carved into it the symbol of Kaunaz. It's Kaunaz. It looks like the less than sign, which stands for or represents creativity and knowledge. Then I carved into it a little bit farther down Ehwaz, Ehwaz, and these are from the
Are these the Elder Futharks?
Yes, thank you. Which looks like an M, basically, which represents teamwork and relationships. And then I combined two runic symbols, which I found in my research they actually did a lot. Like if you look at ancient carvings, like it doesn't. A lot of them don't look because they combined a couple. So combine Nothies and Purth to create, and we will put the symbols up so you can see. But Nothies is kind of like a crooked cross, which is a desire and understanding that it will take hard work. And then the other half of that was Purth, which is it's representative of the lot cup, like your lot in life. fate, luck, the unknown. So those were the three symbols I put on that candle, the light blue. And then I have others, which we will post images of for a green candle that was for a new job, a better opportunity. And then one that was related to the light blue. I used a pink candle. It was for love, life force connection, that kind of thing. So those were some of the runes I used on that. But I've been rambling a while. We will post images of the runes that I put on those candles so you can see what I'm talking about and how you can intermingle different processes.
Okay.
I mean, runes are one way to,
Right.
and candle magic is another.
Correspondences.
Thank you. Sorry. Not sorry.
All
But
right,
I think we're done.
Yes. So, and that is the meanings for the colors are the same for candles as they are for like a charm bag, a ribbon, a colored ribbon.
Yes.
Even like a piece of cloth that you wrap a spell in to dispose of it somewhere.
Yes.
So just keep these
Banishing
things in
spells.
mind. Yes.
They're great for that. Oh,
So-
speaking of which, something else we just realized, or she reminded me that yesterday that we need to do is we are going to do a video on cord cutting. Specifically, though, something inanimate. It's not a person. It's an addiction.
Yes.
I don't want to smoke anymore. I have been smoking since I was 10 years old. I quit for 3 years. I quit for a year and a half. But ultimately, I've been smoking since I was 10 years old. And I don't want to anymore. And I struggle, even with the patch, even with gum. So we're going to do a cord cutting on that. As well as maybe something else.
Yeah,
So-
but we still need to do the.
Oh, we're doing a money bowl tomorrow.
Yes, we're doing a money bowl, but we also.
I know
need,
we already did one, but we're going to do another one.
But we also need to do the protection grid for the house.
Yes. Oh, you want to record that?
I figured you would want to.
Oh, nice. I loved it. So, again, with combining multiple aspects of magic, crystal grids, witches' jars. I love doing these jars because we're combining
Yes.
multiple aspects of magic. Herb magic, like we're doing
Right.
everything in one. So that would be awesome. I didn't even think of that. Anyway, we love you. Thank you for watching. And well, we'll have another video soon because we still have a couple days of our vacation and we're doing several more videos. We just release them all the time.
Yes.
Since it's hard to do it under normal days.
Yes.
So we love you. Be good to yourselves.
Be good to each other.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
Peace out, witches.
Peace.